Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, the statement that William Samoei Ruto issued about financing a church at State House has not been received well by majority of leaders in the country, especially the opposition. One would easily say that the opposition always rejects each and everything that the president tries to do. But hold on here. This issue of the church being constructed at the State House has been received with mixed reactions. Look at this. If you go by the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, it tells us that there shall be no state religion. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen?
Ni kweli mimi najenga kanisa hapa State House. Ninyi mnanielewa? Hapa State House nilikuja nikakuta kanisa ya mabati. Kanisa ya mabati inatoshana na State House.
It simply means hapa Kenya tuko na Muslims, tuko na watu ambao ni atheists, tuko na watu ambao ni Christians, tuko na watu wengi. So the country or the head of state who is a symbol of national unity should accommodate all. But the president is a Christian. Picture this. Ruto goes ahead and constructs this church which is believed to be a multi-million project. What happens if someone like Duale becomes the president? What if Ahmed Isaac Hassan becomes the president? What if another Muslim becomes the president? What is going to happen? What if a Hindu becomes the president? What if an atheist becomes the president? What is going to happen? Will they also construct their own buildings within the State House? This is why many Kenyans are talking about this issue, which to me sounds like a terrible blunder from the president. So in this analysis, I'd like us to go through a couple of reactions. There's something that lawyer NDEGWA has also talked about this drama. And NJIRU is threatening to sue William Samoei Ruto over that move. So first and foremost, before you go through the reaction about this statement from the president, take this opportunity, like this video to enable you to share it to many people. Subscribe to our channel if you had not subscribed before, and to our existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Now, you all probably have seen tweets from a blogger by the name Cyprian Nyakundi. Now, Cyprian Nyakundi has shared something on his X, and I want to take you through the reaction from Cyprian Nyakundi. Why the church at State House is always mabati. I think it is good that I also speak about this issue, because what President Ruto is doing by building a permanent church at State House is not just a matter of faith, but a clear overstep into dangerous territory where public property is being altered for personal religious legacy, and that should concern every Kenyan regardless of their belief. State House has always had a mabati church structure, and that was not by accident or because previous presidents lacked money or faith. It was a quiet, wise decision to keep the structure non-permanent, so that in case a future president came from a different religion, they could easily remove it without controversy or constitutional drama. So when you build a permanent church on public land, even if you claim you are using personal funds, it is still amount to repurposing state property for religious symbolism that does not represent the full Kenyan identity, and that crosses a line that has intentionally never crossed before. If tomorrow a Muslim president takes over, what will stop them from demolishing Ruto's permanent church and constructing a mosque in its place? And then what happens when another president from yet another faith wins? Will every new term come with a bulldozer and a blueprint of a new sacred structure? This is why previous administrations left that church a mabati and modest. It always It allowed room for spiritual practice without imposing permanent religious marks on the presidency or the land that belongs to the people. And that balance protected everyone, Christian or not, from exclusion or forced symbolism. So there's a deeper message here, because when the president uses his position to plant permanent religious buildings inside national landmarks, he is not acting as a humble servant of the people. He is behaving like a ruler who believes the presidency is an extension of his personal beliefs and not a neutral office meant to serve all equally. We must say this plainly and easily. Kenya is a secular state, and no amount of private money justifies altering the physical identity of State House into a shrine of one faith, because once that door is opened, it cannot be closed without conflict, resentment, and future power struggles over public spaces. So that is what Cyprian Nyakundi shared, and if you look at that post, he has actually shared also William Ruto's photo there, and the message is very simple. Kanisa haiwezi kutengenezwa venye the president anataka kutengeneza hapo State House, kwa sababu tuko na Wasomali ambao part of them are Muslims, some of them are Christians, tuko na Muslims, tuko na atheists, tuko na watu wengi. What if Aden Duale becomes the president? Will a bulldozer go there and demolish this house, which is rated at multi-million, so that they can construct now a mosque because Aden Duale is the president? You know, I agree with Cyprian Nyakundi. I agree with Cyprian Nyakundi 100%. Why not? Now, just below that, there's a reaction from NJIRU, and NJIRU is telling us that Kasongo, there's a reason why the Constitution provided that there shall be no straight state religion. If you choose to build a church, then you must equally build a mosque, a Hindu temple, and our African traditional shrines. And then below here, NDEGWA has shared something from the Constitution on the state religion that says there shall be no state religion. What is going to happen? Because I understand structures are already there, have been put in place, and someone by the name Jim Jue said something here. Because the president is going to spend 1.2 billion. He said, hiyo ni pesa yake. Let's consider this. Ruto is the president. He earns, let's give him a salary of 5 million per month. So in 1 year, Ruto has 60 million. We are giving him a salary of 5 million, which is above what is stipulated. So 5 million. So in 1 year, he has 60 million. So in 2 years, Ruto has 120 million. So let's assume the president has served for 3 terms. Now he has 180 million Kenya shillings. So if our dear president serves in 5 all term, he shall have been paid 60 million by 5, that is 300 million. Let's say Ruto serves for 10 years, 2 terms. Now let's compute 60 million by 10. We have 600 million. So he has retired. So he has been paid 600 million. Mind you, Ruto, the president, has told us that he's going to spend 1.2 billion money from his own pocket. Sio pesa yenu, sio pesa ya, sio ati nanio umbadi ataye kwa budget, aseme budget hii ya mwaka huu tuko na 1.2 billion tunajenga kanisa. No. His own money. So if Ruto serves for 20 years, the Kenyan government shall have paid him 1.2 billion. For 20 years, atakuwa amelipa 1.2 billion. 1.2 billion ni zile salary ambazo Moi alilipwa kwa ule muda wake wote. In fact, haikufika. So the big question here is this. What benefit is the president going to get if he spends more than he earns on building a simple church? There are people, again, be getting money from, So I personally think hii pesa ni ile budget yake ya State House ambayo tangu 2023 tumekuwa tukisikia. I think hii pesa imetoka kwa ile budget. Sidhani kama hii pesa ni nyingi sana. How many businesses make 1.2 billion as their return after how long? That's a huge money. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard what NDEGWA NJIRU has said here. You know, if you're to build a church, build a mosque, a Hindu's temple, because hapa Kenya tuko na Wahindi ambao ni citizens of Kenya, tuko na Waislamu, tuko na Wakristo, na unajua tuko na atheists pia, watu wengine ambao hawana belief yote wako pia hapa, na unajua kuwepo kuna Freemasonry pia hapa Kenya, iko, si uongo, hiyo iko. So pia Freemasonry yakiwa kwa serikali itabidi ajenge ile ni yao pia temple yao huko ndani. It's a very very honest observation from NDEGWA NJIRU. I agree with NDEGWA NJIRU kwamba the president needs to consider some things kwanza kabla asubject pesa yake kweli kwa hii, but we know that he's going to do it because he says hata ataki permission from you. I mean, he has not even asked you to confirm whether it should be done or not done. No, he is simply getting it done with or without your permission. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to rest my case there, but just go below in the comment section and tell us your perception regarding this drama from William Ruto's pronouncement that he's going to construct the church whether you like it or not. You know, the first time I heard about this, it was published in a newspaper. That's when people started talking about it, and the reaction has been abnormal. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Till you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.